Guys, hey, how are you? So today I have tortured myself. It's not today, for a few days. I have gone through a very deep, very, very deep dive into a concept that I've been hearing every time. I just see people talk about it, and it has aroused my curiosity. So I decided. I have listened to podcasts, I have watched several videos, I have watched TikToks, I have read articles, I have gone into a serious deep dive about this topic. And I am begging you guys, I would love so much to hear from you. I would love to hear your opinion on this subject. I would love to hear your experiences. If you have any your thoughts on this subject, I would really appreciate it. I want us to talk about soul ties. Do you believe in soul ties, for one? What exactly are soul ties? But before we get to that, we should understand what a soul is. And what I'm going to talk about right now, it's not that I'm trying to say that I know it, these are all factual or anything. It's things that I have done research on, I have read on it, I have listened to podcasts, I've watched videos. I am still so new to this topic. That is why I'm saying I would love to hear from the experts, because apparently there are experts out there that know exactly what a soul tie is, what soul ties entails, characteristics of a soul ties, how to know that you have soul ties with someone, how to break soul ties. It's a whole thing. Like it's a very deep subject. It's a very deep subject. So, from what I've gathered, everything that I'm going to speak right now is from what I've gathered. I don't have to start with that, but I'm going to start with that right now. From what I've gathered, a soul is a connector between body and spirit. A soul is some sort of bridge between body and spirit. And a soul, apparently, it has the component of will, it has the component of mind, and it has the component of emotion. This means that your soul can feel. This means that your soul can, since it has a mind of its own, it can make a decision. Yeah, it's creepy. If you think about it so deeply, it is quite creepy, because all we see, like with the naked eyes, all we see is the body. All we see is how someone looks from the outside. That's all we can see. But apparently, to everyone, this involves kids, even small children. The soul is involved. There's something much more deeper than what we see with the physical eyes. So let's go to soul ties. Apparently, a soul tie is an unnatural, deep, and spiritual and emotional connection between two or more people. The meaning of two or more people is, apparently you can have a soul tie with more than one person. And most people, when they speak about soul ties, they usually speak from the aspect of sex or having a physical interaction, and that is what brings forth a soul tie. But apparently, soul ties can be formed by word of mouth. I don't know what I feel about how I feel about this whole thing. Like, apparently, you can speak a soul tie into existence. For example, if you say things like, I promise I'm never going to leave you, or if you say something like, if you leave me, I am going to die, or if you say something like, my life has no worth, my life has no meaning if you're not in it, you're forming a soul tie, whether you know that or not. Something else that I've learned that is quite scary is that a soul tie can be formed without your knowledge. By this I mean, you don't have to proclaim at me right now I am forming a soul tie. So from today, no, you don't have to do that. All you have to do is to just say, these things, these lovey-dovey things that we think are cute, and you just proclaim it by your word of mouth. Already, since you are saying it to someone else, a second party is involved. So that essentially already marks it as a soul tie, apparently. So I need you to watch this video. There are two types of people. There are people that believe in this.
Here are 5 signs that you have a soul tie with someone. Number 1, you absolutely cannot get over that one person. No matter what you try to do, you just can't shake them. You can go to somebody else, but that other person just is not them. So you end up just running back to your soul tie. Number 2, their timing is impeccable. You might just be getting over that person, getting over that hump. You're free, you're ready to flap your wings, and then boom, they hit you up, they sneak their way back into your life somehow, and now you're back to where you started. Number 3, you find yourself a little obsessed. Like Joe Goldberg in the show You, or Ali Larter in the show Obsessed when she was obsessing over Idris Elba. Okay, that might be a little bit extreme, but you get the point. Number 4, their opinion almost matters more than your own opinion. You start putting on shit that you normally wouldn't have done for yourself, but you are doing it for them almost. So that's crazy. Number 5, you have completely lost control of yourself. Like if the person's not good for you and you know they're not good for you and you stay anyway. Like you need to leave, but you don't because you're so tied to this person. They're not so much a soul mate, they are just a soul tie.
And there are people that believe in this other side.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but soul ties are 100% fake. They are made up, fabricated to keep people within the whole purity culture thing. And they want people to stick with it, so they make them fear being intimate with other people. Obviously, there are real things within psychology like attachment styles, but soul ties, they are a lie. They are made up. It's so sad to see people make videos about soul ties and about how they still feel guilt and shame over something that happened 20 years ago. That is not a soul tie. That is guilt and shame being so far ingrained in you that it stays with you your entire life. If you are made to believe with your whole entire heart that you are meant to feel guilty and shame for something, you are going to feel that guilt and shame. Feeling that guilt and shame from that action does not prove that soul ties exists. It proves that indoctrination exists and that people pushing shame and guilt on you exists. And that stuff damages your mental health and your brain.
I do not know, because if you research on this topic, both sides make complete sense. Because if you research on the whole concept of soul ties, they have facts, they have stories, they have examples and all. Also, if you research on the other side that claims that believe that soul ties do not exist, soul ties are just things that people say to cage people in a box or to shame people or to guilt trip people and all. That's the other side. They also have their own examples, they have their own, so there are evidence to support both parties. I do not know. Where do you stand? Where do you stand? Do you believe in soul ties yourself? Do you have stories to support either the existence or the non-existent of soul ties? I do not know. Because it's a new topic, like I've mentioned, it's something new to me, and I'm still in the process of processing everything that I've learned, because it's a lot. It's crazy. It's a lot. I don't know. Because let's think about it this way. The ways that the video that I've just played, where the guy is trying to explain how to know that you have soul ties with someone. Those are characteristics of just normal attachment, normal level attachment. Yeah, because if you're attached to someone, that is how attachment displays itself. So where do you draw the line between casual, normal attachment and a soul tie? How do you draw the what is the distinction between the two? I wish someone could explain that, because I am in the dark about this whole thing. I do not know what to think. I do not know what to believe. Because also, we have all experienced that relationship or friendship or just, because by the way, it's not only just relationships that are hard to get over, even friendships. I've experienced that particular person that it's just hard to get over that person. It's hard. You tried so hard, but it was so hard. We have all experienced that. Personally, I can't say that there's someone I can mention that I have never, as in to this day, I've not been able to get over. I don't have that kind of person in my life. Though I can say, okay, yes, maybe I can mention this particular person or this particular situation was hard for me to get over, but I cannot say that it was impossible to get over it. To this day, that person still has power over me. No, I don't have. But there are people that have stories, there are people that have told stories that it's been years, decades even, and they have not been able to get over a particular person. I don't know about that. What do you think? So, apparently, you can form soul ties even with your friend. It does not have to be a romantic relationship. You can form soul ties even with your friend. And from what they say, soul ties can affect your life, as in your life completely, because it affects your decision making process. It affects the way you behave. It affects what you believe. It even goes to the extent of affecting what you eat, how you dress, how you talk, like your mannerisms in general. Creepy, if you ask me. It's creepy. Because what do you mean until you're just going to now start to mimic the other person? Because if you look at it from a shallow, on a shallow level, that sounds just like some sort of connection. It's not something too deep. It's not something so strong, or that's what you think. But now there are the spiritual gurus, or people that, are so deep into the spiritual world. There are people that literally nothing to them is just a coincidence. There are people that make a connection that makes sense. There are people that make a connection to everything, all our behaviors, all our beliefs, everything. And I have happened to watch several videos of those sorts of people. I'm telling you, I am so confused right now. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to believe. But I would love to hear from you. If you have any story or any example, real life story, real life example, don't tell me about a movie you watched. Tell me something real, something that has happened to you or to someone that you know and you know it is real. I would really love to hear it, because right now I genuinely do not know where I stand with this whole thing of soul ties. Because apparently, from what they say, they are saying that if you sleep with someone, automatically you form a soul tie. Apparently, they are saying that you will form a soul tie not only with that particular person, but everyone that he or she has ever slept with. Guys, they are saying that there are things, they are going to the extent of saying that even depression can be a sexually transmitted disease. They are saying that if you have a sexual relationship with someone who is depressed, it can actually rub on you, and you will start to feel like you will start to now absorb that depression from them, and now you're going to start feeling symptoms of depression. So from one example that I gathered from one video I watched, this person was explaining that his life was going well. He had just gotten a promotion at work, and also he went out with his friends to have a few drinks to enjoy, to celebrate the promotion that he got at work. He was so happy. His life was going well. His mental health was on point. Everything was good. He was eating good food. He was exercising. Life was good. His apartment was good. Everything was good. So on this particular night, he went out and he happened to spot a babe that he liked. So he approached the girl. They talked for a few minutes. They vibed. Everything was good. Everything was nice. So the girl agreed to follow him home. So he cheapoed the girl. He like okay, let me. Okay, the girl followed him home. That's it. The girl followed him home. They smashed. They had a good night and everything. So they continued to link up a few times. They linked up a few times after that. They liked each other, so they continued to link up. The man is saying, allegedly, after this particular link up with this girl, his life things started to crumble on him. His mental health deteriorated completely. He was diagnosed with clinical depression, and he has never had struggles with mental health or anything of the sort. So yeah, he's saying that after this, because the girl had struggles with depression and addiction. So he's saying that he feels like after linking up with her, it sort of started to rub off on him. He's saying that he used to drink just as in once a week or twice a week. But after this babe, they used to drink literally every day and all. If you ask me, who is surface leveled on these matters of spirituality and all, I will just say it's just a matter of a rotten egg, something of the sort. Rotten egg is going to make the whole tray smell, something of the sort. If you ask me, on a surface level, you know, I'm not so deep into spirituality. But if you ask him, he consulted other people and people who are so deep into spirituality, and they were like soul ties. So according to him and his testimony, he cut off the babe and he spoke against every single thing. He denounced every single thing that he ever said to this babe that is pertaining to me and you for life, or we will always be together, or I will kill for you, or I will die for you. He says, according to his story, he says that now everything that he said, for example, if he said, I will kill for you, he said, he's by word of mouth, he spoke, he denounced it. He said the exact opposite. And according to him, it worked. Because apparently, okay, things are going well for him right now. And apparently, his life now took shape again. Everything came back to normal and everything was perfect once again. There are people that have those sorts of stories. To surface level people like me, we would say, okay, it's a matter of you cut off someone who was a bad influence. That is it. But apparently it goes deeper than that. I am using the word apparently so much because I'm not saying this on a fact, as in so matter of factly, or like, because this is a new topic, and I'm just saying things based on what I have researched, based on what I have learned, and it's very recent. I do not have facts. I'm just saying things based on what I have been able to learn, what I'm still learning. And because guy, I am so open to learning on this topic because it is quite wide and it is disturbing because it makes you start to think about so many things. It makes you start to think about several things. Okay, so also another thing about this whole thing, soul ties can be good. Not all soul ties are demonic. Apparently there are positive soul ties. Apparently there are soul ties that work in your favor. There are soul ties that work for good. There are soul ties that are beneficial to you. So the example from the Bible that this one pastor was talking about is he gave the example of David and Jonathan. He was saying that Jonathan was David's lifesaver and he was David's soulmate, and they had a soul tie because Jonathan went to the extent of choosing David over his own biological father, who was a king. So that is unnatural. And like we mentioned before, soul ties are a natural and deep and unexplainable connection. So that is an example of a positive. According to the sermon of this particular man, that's an example of a positive soul tie. So soul ties don't have to be negative. What do you guys think about this topic? I would really love to hear what you guys think. I would really love to hear if you have any real life stories that you can share. Because me, I'm still in awe about this whole thing. Because if you get into that, man, if it's a real thing, people living in Nairobi people, you know it's crazy. If they're saying that if you form a soul tie with everyone you sleep with and everyone they have slept with, so it means that what are we even talking about if we're talking about Nairobi? People in Nairobi, you know exactly what I mean. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, I am so grateful to every single one of you. We are currently at 5:58. I am so grateful. Thank you so much. I would love to have more of you. So if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do so. I will very much appreciate it. If you have watched me to this point, I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe in soul ties? Yes or no? And I would love to hear your examples. Aki, by the way, I would like to meet someone who has a genuine example of like a real life experience in their life of this whole conversation. I would love to hear it. So I'll see you on my next one, and as usual, like, share, comment. I would like to hear your thoughts, and please hit the subscribe button if you have not already. I'll see you on my next one. Goodbye. Mwah!